Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for spending time with me. I hope that we'll have a good conversation today. I had a hard day yesterday, a difficult and very emotional one. And usually, after such a day, I come back here with a slightly different vision of this whole royal and not so royal debacle. And today is no exception. Life is hard. It is hard whether you are a man or a woman or anything else. For most of us, life is a daily struggle, whether it is due to health challenges, financial challenges, political challenges, and believe it or not, there are actually wars raging in other places in the world, which makes our daily challenges seem like small fry. And I can only admit that after I had a 10-minute cry this morning, I felt embarrassed rather than relieved, because what I cried about was nothing compared to what other people elsewhere went through yesterday, losing loved ones, losing their homes, and then I got angry, very, very angry, and I got even more angry as I thought through and dissected my anger. Look, we have all said it before. Harry and Meghan, two of the most privileged people in the world, who whinges and complains the most of anyone in the world, lies the most, swindles and grifts the most. And you know what? I'm not angry at them. No, because if you are born a liar and a grifter and brought up to be a fraud, then that is what you are going to do. And that is what we should expect from you. So why should we get angry at Meghan? She's just being who she is. She is a lying chameleon. One day she's Mother Teresa, and the next day she's a wannabe porn star. That is who and what she is. What makes me angry is that she has proven time and time and time again of what she is put together. She lied to the royal family. She lied to a British court. She lied in a worldwide television interview, lied in an article or essay she wrote herself, lied in her podcast, lied in their docu-series. And no, I'm not talking about me or you being anti-Meghan or anti-Harkle. No, I'm talking about what we can prove. Her own words versus reality. Look at what she did. Ghosted her father, wrote him off, took NDAs and made demands to a school in one of the poorest neighborhoods in America, trampled over the graves of American soldiers for a photo shoot. Uvalde turned a terrible tragedy into a photo shoot and PR stunt. So what I am angry about is not Meghan doing all those things and more. It is that people and organizations, which obviously are run by people, are still giving her and her husband the opportunity and the platforms to lie on, to carry on with their grifting openly. What are these people trying to do? Flaunt power in the faces of the commoner? But whose power? Not Meghan Markle's. She is nobody. She's an ex-actress. But certainly the power of those behind her. I have a feeling they are pointing finger in our faces and say, come for us. Let's see what you can do. And you know what? I guess we can't do anything because the rest of us, the public, regardless of our complaints, will sit there in an audience and clap when she goes on stage. And that, my dear friends, is what makes me sick. Anyway, moving on. Sometime today, Harry and Meghan will appear in New York City at a summit for Mental Health Day. So I'm begging you for answers because I do not have any. Mental health? Two people with severe mental health issues are being called on or allowed to speak to others on mental health? Look, don't get me wrong. Those of us who have or had issues could or should share experiences, but in a supportive way. I have, for instance, in the past told you how I combat depression by staying busy and doing things I like, etc. I've told some of you not to feel alone, and behind the scenes, I've tried to give a little support. But no way in hell am I going to get on a stage and preach to you how to live your life. And why not? Because I'm not a professional. I did not study for years, did not work with a variety of people over many years who manifest, say, depression in different ways. Remember, we're not all the same. We can have a very active, very busy, very fit person suffering from depression. Whereas I'm not fit, I'm not extremely active, but I suffer from depression. But we different people and we deal with it and we handle it and we manifest it in so many different ways. And I'm not qualified to identify or even advise on all the different manifestations. I've only dealt with my own, nobody else's. And most of all, overcoming mental health issues is a lifelong process and not something most of us are miraculously cured of one day, after which we can then go and teach the world about this wonderful cure. No, it does not work that way. Harry and Meghan are not doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists, scientists, and neither of them have any kind of relevant education. As a matter of fact, Harry has no tertiary education, no college, no university. Both these people are currently displaying fairly serious mental issues. Should I remind you that Harry admitted on television and in his book, in 2023, this year, that he was and still is using drugs and hallucinogenics? Yes, hallucinogens, which means he hallucinates on a regular basis, is separated from reality on a regular basis. But he is going to be allowed on a stage to talk about mental health. But hang on, folks, it gets better, or then actually worse. The title of the event: Parents Summit, Mental Wellness in a Digital Age. Now, honestly, I do not wish to add to Harry and Meghan's struggles with their own mental health. But what shall we do then? Sacrifice millions to save two, or sacrifice two to save millions? Well, I choose the latter. I'm asking the same question as I did before. What qualifies Harry and Meghan to speak on building a safer online world for children and teenagers? Neither of them have a degree in psychology, pediatrics, or even IT, or some kind of tech. Yes, technically they are parents, but what kind of parents are they? I don't know, and nor do you really. But from what we can see openly and clearly, and from what the couple, their press, and their PR put out themselves, we are fully justified in believing that their parenting, at the very least, is no better than that of their parents, or than what they accuse their parents of, and more than likely 10 times worse. Now, why am I saying this? Remember, I'm not saying their children are not getting the love and attention they deserve. Maybe they do. Maybe they have a wonderful nanny, great staff, etc. around them. But what I am asking is whether Harry and Meghan deserve to stand on a stage and preach about developing solutions to empower families and uplift our collective mental well-being. Oh, really? In my opinion, they are not qualified or deserving, and I'm basing my opinion on the fact that it appears as if 1. Their children are not their priority. 2. They have the minimum time with their children with long absences of one or both parents. And 3. Because they have effectively isolated their children from any and all blood relatives except for Doria. So let's tackle number 1. Regardless of Meghan saying she was late to the Invictus Games because she had to do the school run and get milkshakes, let's look at the time she and Harry spent with their children lately, or then away from their children lately. Harry and Meghan went to the Beyonce concert more or less over the weekend of the 2nd and 3rd of September, and Megsy attended for a second time alone on Monday the 4th. So it is likely they or Meghan stayed the weekend in Los Angeles, and before that, Meghan allegedly went to watch the Barbie movie with Ellen and Portia and attended a Taylor Swift concert. Now remember, I'm not saying the movie and the Taylor Swift concert is actually true, but that is what Meghan's PR and press machine told us. So either she and they forgot that she is supposed to have children, or they really did go out as much with little regard for those children. So Meghan must decide one way or the other. It can't be both. But I'm not trying to be petty. And maybe those were nights out, and maybe she spent the days with her children. But let's continue to add it all up. Harry was in London for the Wild Child Awards on the 7th of September, was in Germany for Invictus from the 9th. Invictus finished the 16th, whereafter they flew to Portugal for a break until the 20th. So Harry left the United States on the 6th. They arrived back on the 21st, 15 whole days. Okay, but hang on to your comments, because if that is where it ended, I would have been singing the same tune about working parents, etc. But it is not. You see, I said nothing about that photograph with Meghan, Jen Sue, and Melissa Leonard and her daughter Madison. But then I watched Body Language Guy's video in which he speculates that the photograph may be photoshopped. And I reached out to a couple of my contacts, well, Kenzie Schofield and a few others, myself included, remember, speculated a while ago when the gossip about a separation and likely divorce were doing the rounds that Meghan is staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel frequently because it is so close to the offices of William Morris Endeavour and that of her lawyer and business manager Rick Ganan Andrew Meyer. So, although none of my contacts could or would confirm Meghan's presence when the photograph was taken, one of them could and did confirm Meghan's presence in Los Angeles as from the end of September or early October. My contact confirms what was said and speculated on earlier, namely that Meghan is still reserving a suite at the Beverly Hills Hotel for business meetings and that she had been seen at the Beverly Hills a few times in the first week of October. According to this person, Meghan is making a last-ditch effort to make a career comeback, likely in Hollywood, as far as she knows. Okay, guys, so that is all cool, and no problem with that either. Many celebrities, actors, and actresses make periodic comebacks. But what about Meghan's supposed children? One thing which was confirmed is that she was in Los Angeles alone, all by herself. No husband, no children. And Harry, we don't know where he is or what he's up to. Well, not until today when we know he will appear at the summit. But remember, he is not really the perfect, attentive, devoted father either. Because remember his trip to Japan and Singapore before he took off for London and Düsseldorf? Yes, business. Yes, work. Yes, some fathers work away from home. Some are in the military. But taking into consideration that Harry and Meghan could have taken their children to Düsseldorf. We cannot compare the scenarios, but to say that Harry and Meghan did not want their children with them, nanny or no nanny, granny or no granny. Am I being harsh? I don't think so. Two little mutts who have grandfathers they don't know, cousins they don't know, accent daddy, accent mommy. You know, there's a threshold for dysfunctional. And in my opinion, the Harkle family, or then Meghan and Harry's family, is dysfunctional. And therefore, it is my opinion that they have no right, no place talking about children's mental health. So, my last and final question is why give them a voice in the summit, a prominent position on that stage? Certainly not to contribute anything constructive and positive. So, why then? If you guys know, please share that knowledge with me because I can't come up with an answer except that maybe it is just to annoy us. But, regardless, that is where my anger stems from. The fact that people are giving them the platform to spew their vitriol, their hatred, their uneducated wisdom from. Why? Anyway, guys, I've got a lot more to say, but that is the time I have today. So I will see you, if all goes well, tomorrow. So until then, please take good care of yourself. Bye.